Hey guys, this is Spartacus here, and welcome to another video where I got some Infinite Warfare gameplay, and I want to talk about how Call of Duty can actually be better than what it already is. Not that Call of Duty is necessarily terrible right now, even though the Infinite Warfare game, a lot of people are bashing on and do not like it, even though I think it has more hype to it than probably Call of Duty Ghost did. I could be wrong about that. I mean, a lot of people do not like Infinite Warfare, supposedly, even though there's a pretty good player base, in my opinion, that's playing the game right now. But really, how can Call of Duty be better? And before I actually get into that, I want to mention this conspiracy theory that some YouTubers actually think that might be true, and I'm starting to wonder if it might be true as well. I'm not going to go forth with it, but a lot of people might not know about this conspiracy theory, and this theory is that the Call of Duty developers right now, like these more present Call of Duty games, probably like ever since Modern Warfare 3, ever since after that game, what the Call of Duty developers have done, the theory is that they made their Call of Duty games more new people friendly, new player base friendly, and that means for someone who is playing Call of Duty for the very first time, like someone's playing Call of Duty for the very first time and they're playing the game Infinite Warfare, right? That is their very first Call of Duty, never played a Call of Duty game before, very first time. They kind of made it more friendly towards them. And it's kind of weird to say that. It's like, well, how does playing a Call of Duty game now more friendly compared to when I played it in Modern Warfare 2? Well, and like you'd say, let's take Modern Warfare 2 and Infinite Warfare as an example. So in Modern Warfare 2, the kill streaks were very, very powerful. That was the very first Call of Duty game to actually implement like more than 3 kill streaks, so you can customize like more kill streaks as you want. Because before that, you can only choose 3 kill streaks. But in Modern Warfare 2, the kill streaks were super powerful, right? And in that game, has no spawn protection, where in these more present Call of Duty games we have spawn protection. And what spawn protection is that right when you spawn, you will not get damaged by an enemy kill streak, because like it's unfair. Like, you literally just spawn, why should you just die instantly from a kill streak, right? Where in Modern Warfare 2, you would die instantly. Like, it doesn't matter if it's like a bullet through a wall or an AC-130 just shooting right where you're spawning, you will die instantly in Modern Warfare 2, where nowadays you will not, because you have spawn protection. That is a good example of how new players like have a little bit more of advantage. And when you're a new player, you're typically not going to be very good, so there's like some aspects into the game that actually are more fair to a new player's advantage than to someone who's been playing Call of Duty forever. Now, there's probably other reasons why why some new players have like a better advantage than people who do have experience, and I can understand why. If this is true, I can understand why the developers are kind of making these newer Call of Duty games more new player friendly. I kind of understand that, but how can Call of Duty be better? Like, a lot of people, this is a question that a lot of people are, I think, really no one knows the answer to. I don't think a lot of people really know the answer to make Call of Duty back to its roots. How do you make Call of Duty go back to what it was back in the day, like Modern Warfare 2? Modern Warfare 2 was an insane Call of Duty game, probably one of the best Call of Duty games that were ever made. It was a very, very, very good Call of Duty game, where now a lot of people are saying Call of Duty is trash, even though Call of Duty is literally like the #1 top selling game of like every single year ever since like 2004, except for 2015 or something. It was like what was it, Call of Duty Ghost didn't reach it, they got second. But the point is that, can Call of Duty actually go back to its roots, and how do we do that? How do we make Call of Duty go back to its roots? How do we make it, I guess you can say, better than what it is today? One thing people might say is that make it boots on the ground, right? We have like this new advanced movement system. Ever since Advanced Warfare, we had the exosuits, which no one was completely used to. Then Black Ops 3, we had a much smoother movement system. It wasn't boots on the ground, but it was a jetpacks, and we could wall run, right? We can run on walls. Same thing with Infinite Warfare, is the same jetpack system like Black Ops 3, and you can also run on walls, right? So, like, the movement system in these past couple Call of Duty games have really changed the way things are played. Like, just the movement system is changed, and we don't have boots on the ground anymore. Of course we do. Of course we have Modern Warfare Remastered, right? But I mean, that's just a remade version of an older Call of Duty game. It's not. I guess it is a newer Call of Duty game, but it's just the same game as something made back in 2004. So a lot of people say that making a boots on the ground Call of Duty game will change the way the players might think of the Call of Duty game, and it might go back to its roots, right? I mean, that's not necessarily true. I don't believe that making a boots on the ground Call of Duty game will make it go back to its roots, because a very good example of why I don't think this is true is Call of Duty Ghosts. Call of Duty Ghosts was actually the last Call of Duty game to include boots on the ground, and no one liked Call of Duty Ghosts, right? No one liked Call of Duty Ghosts. Everybody hated it, and it was a boots on the ground Call of Duty game. So I don't think making a boots on the ground Call of Duty game will necessarily make it go back to its roots. There's some other things to a Call of Duty game that needs to make it go back to its roots, and what got people into it, right? What got people into the Call of Duty series. One thing could actually be spawn protection, like I mentioned earlier. Get rid of spawn protection, and as stupid as that might sound, and it can be very frustrating when you die from like AC-130s all the time, literally right when you spawn, maybe getting rid of spawn protection will actually get people into Call of Duty more often. And you know, I think the reason why I sticked with Call of Duty and I started playing like Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 3 did have spawn protection, and of course when you first play Call of Duty you are not a very good player. But the reason why people get hooked into the Call of Duty series is because we want to get better. We want to have more experience. We want to be the better player than everybody else we go up against, right? Exactly. So, I mean, like, it can't just be boots on the ground. I don't think so. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of like these new movement systems, but honestly I can deal with them, and I think they're pretty unique in a way, because if you look at other video games, they don't have those kind of features. So I don't think boots on the ground will work. Possibly spawn protection. Get rid of spawn protection. That might be it. That really might be a game changer right there. But you know, it could also be the way the create a class system works, right? I mean, think about it. Right now we just been having this pick 10 system, where you have to have a weapon. You might, if you want a secondary, you can have a secondary. You can choose how many whatever perks you want. You don't have to have a lethal. You don't have to have a tactical. Maybe, what if we go back to the original created class system, where we don't have the pick 10, where we always have a lethal, we always have 2 tacticals if they're like flashbangs, like 2 flashbangs, 2 stun grenades, or even equipment, right? Like, how about we put C4 on the top of our D-pad, right? To where you would press up on the D-pad, and there you go, you have the C4, kind of like we see in Modern Warfare Remastered, right? And then the perks, you have to have 3 perks. You can never have more than 3 perks like you can nowadays. Also, a primary weapon, you can only have 2 attachments, no more. An optic and 2 attachments, that's it. A secondary weapon, you can only have like a secondary weapon, 1 attachment, and that's it. No wild cards or anything like that, just the original created class system, kind of like what we see in Modern Warfare Remastered, right? Just take that as a good example instead of the pick 10 system. Maybe that's one of the reasons. Maybe that's one of the reasons we can bring Call of Duty back to its roots. But really, guys, what is it? What is it where we can bring Call of Duty back together? How do we make it better than it is right now, right? That's the very good question. A lot of people, I mean, of course I'm making it sound like that Call of Duty is good right now, which I think it is, I really do. But of course a lot of people are having hate on it. Like, how can we make a Call of Duty game that gets everybody hyped up for? I think Black Ops 3 did a pretty good success with that, except for the supply drops. They kind of ruined that a little bit. But what is it? That is the question. How do we make Call of Duty go back to its roots? And like I mentioned, the boots on the ground, I mentioned spawn protection, possibly the guns. I think really in every single Call of Duty game, every Call of Duty game should have good guns. At least not necessarily good guns, but like good weapon balance, right? So there shouldn't be an overtop weapon that just over tiers every other weapon in the game, kind of like Advanced Warfare, where the Bal 27 was literally the most powerful weapon, and they never ever nerfed that gun until after its life cycle, which completely sucked. And honestly, the ASM-1 and Bal 27 in Advanced Warfare really ruined that game a little bit. But really, guys, what is it? Because I don't think anyone knows the answer. I really don't think anyone knows the answer to bring Call of Duty back to its roots. And you have to remember that we're getting into the future of gaming now. Like, gaming has become way more advanced now, and there's getting a lot more things added to into video games. Like, we look at Modern Warfare Remastered, all we had was a campaign, a multiplayer, and literally that was it. That's what video games were like back then. It was just a multiplayer campaign, where now we have like a campaign, a multiplayer. We have like the zombies for Infinite Warfare, and on that same disc for that Infinite Warfare Legacy Edition, we also have a whole new game, which is actually completely remastered from a 2004 version of a Call of Duty game. But what is it, you guys? What is it that brings Call of Duty back to its roots? I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. And really, the things I mentioned could be it. It could be the boots on the ground, but like I mentioned before, it might not be boots on the ground. Spawn protection is a very good example, because when we use kill streaks, we expect to get kills with kill streaks, right? That's what we use them for. We hate earning kill streaks. We going on like a 7 kill streak, getting that Trinity rocket, and not getting any kills with that Trinity rocket. It just really, really sucks. So what is it, you guys? Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. How do we bring Call of Duty back to its roots? You heard my thoughts. I would love to hear yours. So hopefully you guys all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more Call of Duty videos. And don't forget to comment down below, of course, what you guys think is what is the reasoning why we can't bring Call of Duty back to its roots, or what is it that we need to bring Call of Duty back to its roots like it was back in the day. So anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed, and I shall catch you guys later.